the bookish state.
Hello, I'm author and illustrator Grace Lynn, and I'm here to welcome you to the Bookish State podcast, tips for teachers and librarians. The Bookish State celebrates state children's book award lists, and this season features middle grade titles from the Connecticut Nutmeg Book Award list. And today we have Deke Moulton, the author of the Nutmeg nominee, Don't Want to Be Your Monster. Welcome, Deke!
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yay, I'm so glad you're here. We had a bit of a technical difficulty and scheduling difficulty, but we're here and we've got it. So I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah,
Do you want to
thank you.
introduce yourself a little bit for our listeners and then maybe tell us about your book? But first, about you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, I have been writing books longer than I can remember. I was writing books before I could write words. I just always love stories, and this was always a dream of mine to write books. So it's wonderful to be able to do that. But other than writing books, I've also done a lot of things in my life. I was an apprentice book conservator at a museum, and I used to take care of old books. So books were a huge part of my life. And right now, I am a middle school teacher. Teach sixth grade social studies.
Wow,
Um,
good for
yeah,
you.
it's actually my first year too. So I've only got like 2 months under my belt now, but I
Oh,
love
wow.
it.
Congratulations to
Um,
you.
Cool. Yeah, and so Don't Want to Be Your Monster was my first book published, and I have one other book called Benji Zeb is a Ravenous Werewolf, because of course after you write vampires, you have to write about werewolves.
So, can you give us like kind of like I was gonna say a nutmeg elevator pitch like for Don't Want to Be Your Monster. What is, give us a little summary of it.
Sure, it's a story about two brothers who just happen to be vampires, and
Who just happen to be
yeah,
vampires.
just happen to be, I mean, just part of one of their multitudes. And the town that they live in, there's a string of murders, and there's a serial killer, and one of the brothers wants to try to use all of his vampire abilities to stop them and protect the mortals, while the other brothers, like, they really hate us, so I don't care about them. And they start needing to work together because they realize that the hunt or the serial killer is actually trying to kill people as bait to draw out the vampires. And now everyone is at risk. So they have to work together with some new mortal friends, and a lot of stereotypes between uh, the immortal and the mortal are challenged, and it's lots of fun, and it takes place in my the town I live in now, which is Lacey, Washington.
That's so cool. All right. Okay. So, as you know, this podcast, we get a lot of questions from teachers, librarians, and kids. So, I'm going to give you a bunch of questions from those three different groups. Okay. So, we'll try to get through
I
all
get
of
to
them.
guess who guessed which one.
There's so many. Should I let you guess? I think it's pretty obvious which one's which. But like I said, there are so many, so we'll just try to get through as many as possible, and then we'll do our lightning round questions at the end. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So this is number one. What part of the book was your favorite to write?
Oh my gosh, I immediately know it's actually the scene that is the cover. It's a scene where both of the brothers drink blood, and the blood they get is ethically sourced and stuff, and they just have like supercharged like powers, and they could run around and they just have fun, and it's like this nice sweet scene of them just being brothers before all of the bad stuff starts happening. So it's a really nice, like, I just had so much fun writing it. I got to like imagine what it would feel like, and just the relationship in that chapter was so nice.
I bet you can guess who asked this question. How did you get the idea for your book?
Oh, yes, I love that. That is like
Students
the
always
number
ask that
one.
question.
Yes, that is like the number one question. So it's really funny. I was moving across country and driving across the whole United States. I was moving from South Carolina to Washington State, and halfway in the trip, I had this really vivid dream that I was a vampire in middle school, and like during break someone's like, I know you ate somebody, and I was like, I didn't. And this idea of being accused of like a murder, and then I remember in the dream I was like, no, but my brother did it. And I was like, just wait, who are these people? Like, who are these characters? And the dream ended up not having anything to do with the book. Like, I really went kind of off script, but it really gave me a lot to think of. So yeah, actually, it just came from a dream.
That's so cool. Okay. Um, how long does it take for you to write a book?
Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna cheat a little bit and be there has been times where I have been so excited about a book. I have written an entire book in 2 weeks before, and that was just, I could do nothing else but write. It was every waking moment. I had notes with me, my laptop with me, stayed up all night. I could not get the idea out of my head. And there's another book that I hope I'll be able to announce soon. I'm still not done writing it, but I started writing it in 2021, and it's just a very slow going. So unfortunately, it's two completely different. Either it's an immediate book that shows up or it takes me years.
Ah, well, that pro is you kind of answered the next question then, which is, have you ever started a book but never published it?
Yes, yeah. I there is a book that I was trying to find an agent for back in 2019. It was kind of like the book of my heart. I love this book and I could not find an agent with it. And now that I've gone through the process of publishing other books, and I can now look back and see what the kind of the problems with that book were, not really problems, but what was making it difficult to tell the story I wanted to tell. I've fixed it, and it's actually with my agent. So yeah, there's some books that I've written that are definitely on a shelf. They are not going to see the light of day. So yeah, there's lots of books. I have written complete books that are not published.
I think that's the answer that many authors will give you. I don't know any authors that have never had
Um,
a book in the drawer.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a process, and I think it's good to know if you do write. It's totally normal to just be like, hey, that was a practice book.
Okay, do you like being an author? What is the best part? What is the worst part?
Oh my gosh, I think the best part is knowing that you can tell stories other people want to read. I have loved reading stories. I have written stories for so long, and just knowing that it's not just something I think is cool, that other people like is just so like it's just like really, really incredible. It just blows my mind. And probably the worst part I would say is coming up with graphics for social media and like trying to promote your book. It is just it's so hard for me to kind of talk about myself. Interviews,
Mm.
are great, but like you're trying to be like, oh, this is such a great book. I can't go into bookstores and be like, could you carry my book? I feel really weird. I'm like, I gotta get someone else to do it for me. So the promotional aspects just feel so strange to me.
Yeah, I think that's common. But I agree
Oh,
with you what the best part is. Oh, your cat wants to say hello. What's your cat's name?
yes, Marigold.
Oh, hello. Does she want to answer as well?
She may. She actually will probably come up here in a minute and just start screaming in my face.
All right, let's go to some teacher and librarian questions, okay?
Okay.
How do you make sure your characters' voices feel authentic to today's middle schoolers?
Well, I will say I have middle school students living in my house. I have one of my kids is a seventh grader, and then I have a kid who is now a third grader. So they definitely keep me up to date with everything, all of the lingo and stuff. But also I work, in a middle school, so I don't always I'm sure my dialogue isn't always perfect, but I have a lot of daily exposure to it.
Though you weren't a teacher before you wrote this book,
Yeah.
though. But
Yes.
you still had a lot of exposure.
Was still in the I was still in teaching programs, so we did lots of observation, but then I had my own kids and they would bring friends over, so that definitely helped out a lot.
Okay, here's another question. What role do revisions and feedback from editors or young readers play in shaping your final book?
So much, so much. And actually I have come to love the editing process. Before I think any author gets, an agent or a editor, it's everything is just what you write. Everything is almost a first draft. And I love having outside perspectives and people seeing what I'm trying to say and being able to tell me, like, hey, if you do this, you can say what you're trying to say. And it's just really cool to know, like, people can almost see inside your mind. And it's just really, really cool. But no, I love the editing process. And I love the idea that someone else can really help your work shine in ways that you can do, but you need a little guidance. I like the collaborative aspect of it.
Here's another question. What's one piece of advice you'd give to a student who dreams of becoming a writer?
Oh my gosh. My favorite piece of advice that and I've used to tell this to myself all the time, when you're writing, you're going to get rejection letters and people are not going to like it. But for me, I would always tell myself the dream is bigger than the pain. So the pain is going to be there, but if your dream is to be a published author, if your dream is just to finish writing a story, the you got to push through that pain. That dream is bigger than that, and it doesn't feel like it when you're suffering and you don't know if you'll ever be published. But once it happens, just that perseverance, just know that that pain will shrink away into almost nothing. I'm sure you've probably also had, in your past, some frustrations, and it doesn't feel like anything right now.
Yes, true.
So
And then you have
yeah,
pain
you
in the
can.
present, and you just have to remember
Yeah.
that it's going to get better.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
you mentioned the book that is coming up next. Do you want to give us a little sneak synopsis peek of that next book?
Yeah, sure. It's going to be a Pinocchio retelling, and it has some elements of the Jewish Golem myth.
Ooh,
So it's kind of a blending of different myths. But the thing I haven't seen anyone do this with Pinocchio, but the whole idea is that you would have, like, children made from wood or mud or whatever, stone or clay, and then in the Pinocchio story, Pinocchio's humanity is like denied him until he behaves. And I've always thought there's such a parallel to people telling kids, like, I don't have to treat you like a person unless you are exactly what I want you to be.
huh. Interesting. Fascinating. I'll be interested to see
Yeah.
how you twist that. And maybe
Yeah.
because it'll be interesting to see what you do with that. That sounds great. Is there a title for that yet?
You. Not yet. And we're still working on it, and hopefully we get to announce that soon, but we'll see what happens.
Yay, that's exciting though. All right. Okay, so those are the questions from students and teachers. Are you ready for the lightning round questions?
Ooh, yeah.
All right, this is lightning round, so you have to answer quickly. All right.
Okay.
All right. We got 10 lightning round questions. On your mark,
Okay.
get
Okay.
set. Okay, number one, coffee or tea?
Oh, coffee.
Number two, favorite color?
Gray.
Number three, what time do you wake up in the morning?
5:30 in the morning, unfortunately.
Number four, what is the last thing you eat at night?
Ooh. Usually dinner. I usually don't have a snack after that.
Oh, good for you. Number five, name an onomatopoeia.
Oh my gosh. Mom? I don't know.
Number six, is your bed made right now?
Yes.
Okay, good for you too.
Yeah,
Number
that
seven,
is actually the first thing I do when I wake up. I
really?
make my bed. Yes.
Really? Good
I
for
just turn
you.
around and yeah.
Number seven, what was your best splurge?
Oh my gosh. I guess I just bought myself a new car, so I guess that was it.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Number eight, what was the name of your favorite toy as a child?
Oh, the Pizza Hut Land Before Time puppets that they had in the 90s. Those are my favorite things ever.
Number nine, if you were a vegetable, what vegetable would you be?
A cucumber.
Really? Very cool, very cool.
It's, yeah, cool, but my favorite. I love cucumbers.
Number 10, what book would you want to be a character in?
Oh my gosh, that is actually a hard one. Could I say my own book? I would
Yes, you
love to
can.
like live in this book. Yeah.
Would you be a
I'm sorry.
vampire or immortal in your own book?
Yes, I think I would be a vampire. In my vampire family, I would just put myself in there.
All right. Now, this is the last question, and this one is not a speed question. You can think about it, think about your answer. What do you think the best thing is about reading a book?
Oh my gosh, just being transported, like not just in someone's imagination. I don't think I really thought of that until I was older. I was like, oh, people write these books, but just being able to be transported to a different place or time, and just being able to see other people's experiences as an adult. I read so much more contemporary than, like, it's funny, I publish like, like spooky books that have fantasy elements, but I don't like reading those. I get like so like analytical about things, and I'm like, no, I just want to read contemporary. So I love reading about other people's experiences, especially experiences that don't mirror my own. Like, it's just such a fascinating way to just, I don't know, step into other people's shoes. So I just love the way that it can transport you into things you can't imagine and you can't experience for yourself.
That's so awesome. And I think that's how kids are going to feel when they read your book. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for joining the Bookish State podcast. I'm Grace
Mhm.
Lynn. Um, Deke, where can people find more info about you?
I have a website. It's just dekemoulton.com. That is probably the best way to get everything because I have links to my social medias on there and all my books and stuff.
And you can find more information about me at gracelyn.com and more about the Bookish State at thebookishstate.com. So remember, at the end of the month, we usually hold a live Q&A webinar with a Nutmeg nominated author. And our next webinar will be on November 18th at 1 p.m. with Michelle Berry and their book, Moon Garden. You can go to thebookishstate.com to register to join live. So thank you so much, Deke, for joining us. And I hope to see all of our listeners at our next webinar. Thanks again, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye. Stay bookish.
Bye.